Guess where that picture is taken? In front of this place. Thank you. Have you guys ever visualized anything? You know, you close your eyes and you dream what you want. I think I pre-framed being here and speaking to you, right? By sitting in front of this building. Thank you so much for having me here at the Success Day. It's a true pleasure to spend this afternoon with you guys. I've heard you speaking and I'm just like, I love this business. And I love the fact that every single one of you is smiling at me for no reason. It's like you really want to be in this room. So today, guys, it's my pleasure to teach you a concept, a small principle, a tool that you can take away and multiply your results with. You can multiply your business and you can multiply your income and anything you guys want. How many of you are actually seriously committed to move up the ranks and multiply your income and your business this year? Yay, give yourself a clap. Very good, very good. Now, when you're moving towards it, you're going to have stumbling blocks. And remember that saying, when you're on a flat line, what was that? You're dead, right? And today we're going to talk about a tool that will help you be okay with those up and downs, and actually hit your goals every single time. But before that, I want to teach you something. There are slides. I want to teach you something about the power of your mind. So if you could kindly all get up. No more recording, guys. So now, I'd love you to, I'm just going to demonstrate it, kind of maybe backwards. I want you to put your palms together, and you know there is a little line beside your wrist? I want you to put those lines together and put your palms together. Everybody got it? Great. Now I'm going to teach you something brilliant about yourself. You're going to be super shocked. And now, now I'd love you to put these palms together. And if you're like majority of people, you will have one palm with longer fingers. Got it? Now, is there anybody with equal size of fingers? Okay, great. Don't worry, that's okay too. So here's what I want you to do, guys. Now, I would love you to take the palm with shorter fingers and put it right in front of your face. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to make your fingers grow longer. Believe it? Okay, great. So here's what we do. On a count to 3, we're going to say grow longer 8 times. 1, 2, 3. Grow longer, 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 grow longer. All right, let's check what happens. Put the palms again. So match the creases and then put them together. Give yourself a clap for growing your fingers. Now, isn't that cool, huh? All right, this is a lovely exercise I've learned from a lovely gentleman, Jack Canfield, who I've come to see here actually some time ago. And what this shows to you guys, 30 seconds of using your mental powers to change physical results allowed you to grow your fingers. Isn't that cool? I'm sure lots of you didn't know that you can do that, right? Now, think about it this way. If you start harnessing the power of your mind and use the power of autosuggestion in your business and in your results, what do you think can happen to you within this year or maybe next couple of years? Grow longer. No. It's going to maximize. It's going to multiply. And today I want to teach you a concept, a very small tool that will really multiply your business and multiply your results. By the way, this concept can only be used with fingers. Don't use it with anything else. All right. Some people got it. Okay. So a couple of things about me, guys. Who am I and what am I doing here? If you met me 3 years ago, no, I'm not Jack Canfield, so I wasn't sure if that's going to land. But hey, you guys, you're very totally at ease, so I'm glad. So a few years ago, if you met me, guys, I was sitting right across the street in a finance department of the old O2, and I was a petrified human being. I was sitting there, and if you asked me to go to Excel training with my boss and say my name and say a line about myself, I would be shaking, shivering, sweating, and running out the door. I was petrified of speaking in front of people for about 15 years, guys. 15. Ever since I turned 15, so now you can do the math of what age I am. But basically, this actually drove me to look for a solution. So for about 15 years, I looked for a solution. How can I be okay standing in front of people and speak? Because I actually felt I wasn't normal. I moved from my teaching background to finance to hide behind my desk. But you know what? You still have to introduce yourself. You still have to go to finance meetings. And here's what happened. I looked for a solution everywhere. I went to psychologists, hypnotherapists, I read tons of books, you name it, I've done it. And nothing helped. And then I met this gentleman. How many of you know him? You've read The Secret? Okay, some of you may not know him, so I'm just going to say very quickly. I watched the book, The Secret. I watched the movie, The Secret. And the movie, The Secret, had a fantastic message. Just like you can grow your fingers, what I showed you earlier, I'm sure you didn't know that, you guys have infinite potential inside of you that you can use to multiply any results that you have. And this potential is hidden inside of your mind. It's called subconscious mind. When you learn to harness subconscious mind, you can literally transform anything. So I met this guy, Bob Proctor, in 2014, and I became his consultant. Within 3 months' time, I delivered my first event to 70 people, and I literally had that feeling of victory over the past. I can actually be in front of people, and I can be totally delighted. I love standing here in front of you guys. You are so wonderful. But most of all, I can also pass on my message. And then what also happened, roll forward, it took me 6 months to replace my corporate income with my business income. My business is very similar to you guys. It's success coaching and consulting. I had the first thing that I was asked, write a list of 100 people you value, and they value you, and go invite them for coffee. And this is a shy, petrified accountant. And I went and I invited my salsa friends. You know, you go to salsa dancing, you don't talk to people. So what I've done is literally with this material that I'm going to teach you today, I've replaced my income within the space of 6 months, and then over the last 3 years, my income multiplied 8 times. And this, why I'm sharing this with you guys, is because if I can do it, anyone here can do it. And you have fantastic vehicle. Forever Living is actually falling within the 1% of population earning 82% of the money in the world. It's called multiple income streams. And you guys can create whatever you want with this business. I also hang around Irish media sometimes, as you can see, Dermot and Dave. So my confidence is definitely busted. All right, so here's what I want to teach you guys. We want to talk about the knowing-doing gap. The knowing-doing gap means that we often know what to do, and we don't do it. How many of you can honestly say, now I know most of you guys are already in Forever, but those of you that are not yet, I want you to think about your own business and your own life. How many of you can honestly say that you already know how to do better in your life? You already have structures, you already know what to do in order to move your business upwards and how to do better in your life. Hands up. Okay, let's practice your arms. I know you're hungry. So, you know, like Tony Robbins said once that if you just sit back and you're just like, you know, zoning in and just listening to me, you're going to absorb only about 40% of what I'm saying. If you actually lean in and you put up your hand, you're going to get about 60%. If you speak to me, you're going to absorb how much? 100, maybe 90. All right, so how many of you would love to truly transform your business this year? Yay, okay. And now what I would love you to do is agree on something. If you want to transform your business, you've got to participate. Yes? Okay, so are you going to do that? Okay, so question for you. How many of you already have structures that you know you should be following in your business? You already know how to do better with what you've got? Right, now I'm speaking English. Great. Now, how many of you can honestly say, hand on your heart, that you're not doing what's required? There you go. And see, this makes you human. We call this knowing-doing gap. We all do things, we all have bad habits. Anyone knows bad habits, non-productive habits? Smoking, overeating, oversleeping, doing things that we don't want to do and we still do them. And we wonder, like, why am I doing this? I don't know. I have these 5 sales calls to do every single day. Why am I not doing this? I don't know. And this is what we call knowing-doing gap. It's the gap between what you guys should do and you're not doing. And here's good news. If I teach you how to close this knowing-doing gap today, you will transform your business. Excited? Yes. Great stuff. Okay, so I want to ask you a question. I don't think we have a mic. We do. Oh, we do. Okay. I'd love for you guys, it's a quiz. What are the typical habits that you need to do in order to be a high performer with Forever Living Business? Who would like to share with us? Okay, talk to people. Who's this? What's your name? Teresa, great stuff. So how many people do you think you need to talk to in order to be very successful? Per day or per week?
Per day, 10 people.
10 people, okay? Now, do you do that, Teresa?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, okay. Knowing-doing gap. Okay, great. By the way, this is not to blame anybody. This is just to see how your habits control you. You don't control you, your habits control you. Great stuff. Thank you, Teresa. Let's give Teresa a clap. First brave woman in the room. Okay, what else do you guys need to do? You need to talk to about 10 people a day in order to be successful in Forever Living Business. What else do you need to do? Use your timetable. Can we have a mic? What's your name? Margaret, what do you mean by using your timetable?
Having a structure of what you have to do throughout the day.
Yeah, great. And actually start with most challenging activities first,
Yes.
right? How many of you guys do that? 1, 2. All right.
Sometimes.
Yes, sometimes. Great stuff. Let's give Margaret a clap. Thank you. All right. Now, these are just examples, guys. Forever Living Business is very simple. I mean, Marion is one of the top performers, right? Marion, would you say that Forever Living is complex to build, or is it simple to build? It's very simple, right? You guys know what to do. You're coming to trainings, you're coming to success days, you know what to do. You just need to go out there and talk to people. You just need to share these fantastic products to keep them healthy and to help them live work-life balance and maybe earn some extra cash. Yes? That's all there is. But we don't do it. Why don't we do it? Fear? Who said that? Okay, great. What else? What is it? Procrastination. So we have fear, we have procrastination. Anything else? Confidence. Well, I tell you this, there is only one reason why you guys don't do that, and it's what we call knowing-doing gap. And today we're going to learn to close it. Yay! All right. Where do your habits come from? We all love babies, right? I was looking for a picture at midnight last night, how to make you laugh. There you go. So, sorry. Where do your habits come from? Most of you look like that. Maybe you had a little bit more hair, if you're a girl. Up to the age of 6 and 7, when you guys are growing, your subconscious mind is wide open. And everything that is being repeated around you is sinking into your subconscious mind. Now, your subconscious mind is the thing that is controlling your actions. Whether you go out there and sell, whether you do the most productive and the biggest activities first, whether you call these people or you're pressing the snooze button, that is pretty much your habit. From the minute you guys wake up in the morning, you're either snoozing or not. Snoozers? Okay, great. Everybody else battled this habit. Great. Then what you do is you move throughout your day. Do you guys know which foot do you put into your trousers first, the left one or right one? Oh, you do? You've done this exercise before. Great. Majority of people don't know that. But if you actually watch yourself or you watch your spouse, your partner, or someone you live with, you will notice they have routine. and God forbid you mess around with that routine, right? Now, we all have that routine, and that routine is giving you your level of results in your business and in your life. When you're moving into your business in Forever Living, you're actually smashing your normal routine. You've got to learn to make sales calls. You've got to learn to prioritize. You've got to go out there and do trade shows. You've got to go out there, and when you're actually building your team, you have to get good at training your team and do the hardest activities first. Maybe speak in front of people, maybe present. You're actually changing your majority of habits. Majority of everything that you guys know how to do every day comes from observing your family. So if your family members were going to work to get paid, that's how you are programmed. You're not programmed to be going out there and selling. And what happens is when you're trying to change those habits, nothing happens. You go back into comfort zone. And it's like, why am I not doing this? I know I should call 10 people today. Why am I not calling 10 people today? Why am I just hanging around with family and friends and then saying that I'm busy? This is what actually happens, right? So majority of things that you do every day, you learned from your family. The way you earn money was taught by your parents. If they were going to work to get paid, that's how you guys used to get paid. And when you're moving into Forever Living, you have to totally rewire this. It's uncomfortable. So let's talk about the mind. In 1934, there was a gentleman called Thurman Fleet. He was a doctor in US. And what he said is, we think in pictures. I'm just going to put all these slides for you. He said that we think in pictures. He was actually annoyed with medicine because what he said is what we do is we're actually healing the symptoms, we're not healing the man. I'll give you an example, and you guys know with Forever Living products, you're healing yourself. How many of you have not been going to doctors so often lately, right? So you're actually going to the source of your results in your body. I'll give you an example. Some time ago, last year, I was flying a lot every single month. And then I started being sick. Pretty much between September and January, I started losing my voice, laryngitis and pharyngitis, and God knows what you call it. And then eventually I go to a doctor and he says, you've got asthma. You've got to go on tablets and you've got to go on inhaler for life. And I was just like black cloud. So I grew my fingers. I just used my autosuggestion techniques to tell myself I'm healthy, and guess what happened? Idea struck. Someone in the past told me about acupuncture. I went, I did it for 3 months, and boom, you can see I'm healthy, no asthma whatsoever. This is how sometimes we heal symptoms when it comes to going to the doctor rather than going to the source of your results. And you guys are actually tackling the source in the body, and the second source is mental. So in 1934, there was a guy called Thurman Fleet who said, we need to have the picture of the mind because this is the starting point of what we do and what we don't do in life and the results we get. So he created a lovely stick person. And as you can see, it's a funny picture. There's 2 circles. The big circle is the mind, and the small circle is the body. Did you see how we controlled the body? 30 seconds. And you guys do that every day, except that when you're about to do those 10 sales calls, you're not controlling yourself. You're not. What's controlling you is your mind. And I'm going to show you how to change this. So there's 2 parts. There's conscious mind and subconscious mind. What do we do every day? We go to trainings. Do you guys love trainings? You learn a lot? How much of this do you do? Actually, my plan today is actually to teach you something, because you know, you get motivated a lot, but then you go home and after 2 weeks it fizzles. Would that be right? Yeah, and that's because you're actually not implementing what people teach you. So today I want to teach you something you're going to have an opportunity to take away and actually use every single day. It's what you do every day that makes a difference. So what we know in our conscious mind, this is where our knowledge is. We pack information, we read the books, we need another strategy, we need another plan, we need another system to actually serve more clients and go out there and sell, and then we don't do it, right? Because your conscious mind is full of knowledge, and this is like our education. What do we do when we get educated? Learn more, learn more, learn more, take a test. If you know enough, you're going to have A, and if you don't know, you're going to have C or D or whatever. And subconscious mind is the part of your mind where the habits are. So the way you actually schedule your day, do you start your day with the biggest tasks first? Do you actually make sure that you make these sales calls? Do you make the follow-up calls? Or do you get busy with simple stuff? This is pretty much your subconscious mind. So here's the cool stuff to know. Your knowledge, guys, gives you 2 to 4% of your actions and results. That's it. Do you think that's a lot? Not really, right? So when you say to yourself, I know, you're gonna leave this room and you'll be like, I wanna run my business. I wanna bring my business to another level. I'm gonna be making 10 sales calls every single day, and I'm gonna be going out there and doing these trade shows. I'm gonna hit the next rank within this year. And you know that, but you're not gonna do it. Half of you are not going to do it. Why? Because what you know is actually just driving 2 to 4% of your results. What you do comes from your habits. Now, if you've been employed, how many of you are still employed or have just moved from employment to running this business? Some of you, okay. So most of you have been entrepreneurs before. See, majority of people are actually used to the system of exchanging time for money. What does that mean? I go to work and I get paid. I clock in and I clock out, I get my job done and I leave. And then you start forever living business, where you have to actually make these sales calls. You have to discipline yourself. You have to become a leader. And then we struggle. We struggle because we're not in the habit of doing the business. Now, when you're in the habit of brushing your teeth, do you have to ask yourself every day, should I brush my teeth? No. So how many of you feel like selling for you is a habit by now? Making presentation, forever living presentation is a habit right now. And all the top performers should put up your hand. No? No? Okay, well, it should be a habit. All right. So let me show you how to make it a habit. As I mentioned to you guys, 1% of population earns 82% of the money in the world. You guys are within that structure. It's called multiple streams of income. But here's the challenge. 82% of population are earning 1% of the money in the world, and they are exchanging time for money. What does that mean? You go to work and you get paid per hour, or you have a business and you're working X amount of hours and you get paid per hour. And if you want to work harder, you're just putting more hours. But see, you cannot actually use the same principles working with forever living business, because you cannot put more hours than you're putting. You actually have to change something inside. And one other challenge that happens for you when you're switching from being employed or actually self-employed and exchanging time per hour, what happens to you is you're bumping against new structure of business. You've got to go out there and sell. You've got to do these follow-up calls. You've got to do the prospecting. And literally, things are not happening for you. Not only that, how many of you are actually experiencing resistance with your friends, family, and all people around you? Yes, why is that happening? Because people around you are probably coming from that 82% of population who earns money by exchanging time for money. So if I am in that population, you know, when I was working in finance, I never knew people from network marketing. Never. I had to have explanation that something like that is completely nuts. So what you hear is things like, oh, it's definitely a scam or pyramid scheme or God knows what, right? And you hear that because people who earn money by exchanging time for money, they have to have explanation for why it's not going to work for them. And people struggle. But when you get educated, you understand that it's not people rejecting you, it's just simply that they are used to, it's their habit to actually operate like that, to earn money by exchanging time for money. You just have to put yourself in their shoes and explain from their point of view why this business is beneficial for them. Now, I want to introduce you to an exercise and show you the power of your habits, guys. So, do you have a piece of paper and pen? Does everybody have a piece of paper and a pen? Great stuff. All right, I'd like you to write your name 3 times. Very tough exercise. Write your name 3 times. Huh? Pen? Oh, yes. There you go. 3 times. I'm sure lots of you already done that. Now, tricky question, how does that feel? Comfortable. Could you do that all day? Yes, it feels easy, it feels comfortable. Okay, I want you to swap your pen into another hand. Write it once. I know, it's a great exercise before lunch. You're like, come on, let me out of here. She's making me do stuff. Write it with the other hand. Write it one more time. How does it feel? Any experiences? How does it feel for you guys? Awkward. Okay, anything else? Would you like to sit here over lunch and do it? Okay. Now, here's the key to your success. When you want to move up the rank, or when you want to move from your full-time employment and to be fully employed with Forever Living, or you want to step into Forever Living, you have to do things like that, like writing with your non-dominant hand every day until it becomes a habit. Now, here's what happens. Majority of people try to push habits. We try to force ourselves to do things. So let's say, how many of you have tried to lose weight in the past? I'm sure lots, because you guys are in the health industry. And here's what happens when we try to lose weight. We push ourselves to exercise 3 times a week, and we push ourselves to eat healthy. And then guess what? In a month's time or 2 months' time, we maybe didn't sleep well. Or maybe we got annoyed by our spouses, and we binge eat and we go back on track. Have you ever experienced that? Why is that? Because what you've tried to do is you tried to force the habit externally rather than working on your mind internally and fixing the habit. When you change the source of the habit, which is mental, just like growing your fingers, literally they grew in front of you. When you change the habit in your mind, you guys actually fixate the habit forever. Now, would you like to do that with 10 sales a day? Yes. And actually starting your day with planning your day. Actually, the best time to plan your day is the night before, guys. And the best time to plan your week is Sunday night. Because then you start Monday and you know exactly what to do. Would you agree? Yes. But how many of us do that? All right, so here's something that is going to really transform your habits. The word paradigms. How many of you are familiar with that word? Some of us. Okay. Now, could some of you guys stand up here and speak about it for about 10 minutes? And tell me exactly, how is paradigm changed? What do I need to do to change it? How is that impacting my life? No, we can't, right? And paradigm is a word that I didn't know about for pretty much 30 years of my life. And it's a word that you want to teach to your kids. Paradigm is a mental program that makes you do what you do without thinking. What are some of the non-productive habits, guys, that you would like to change? In your business or in your life? Just say it. What? Fear is not a habit, it's a feeling. Anything? What's that? Making calls. That's, yeah, okay, so you would like to introduce that. Do you have bad habits? Sleeping in, neglecting what you should be doing, eating bad stuff. Yeah? Would you like to take control over something like that? What would that be? Okay, I'm not going to push you that far. All right, so the key to changing any non-productive habits and implementing new ones is paradigm. So what is actually paradigm? Paradigm is a mental program, guys, which has exclusive control over your habitual behavior, and nearly all of what you do is habitual. From the morning when you wake up in the morning till you go to bed at night, you are literally like a robot. Majority of the time we don't think. In fact, this is 80% of your day. 80% of you actually doing your business is based on habit. And this is the source of your habit. You know, just like the source of your health is here, And of course, you guys have also really great products that you can help people with inside. The paradigm is actually a source of your habits in your business and in your life. What does it actually control? Logic. How many of you would like to quadruple your business this year? All right, great. Now, those of you that put up your hand, I want you to really be honest with yourself and look back. What did you do last year? How many of you quadrupled last year? Previous year? Okay. I will take a risk and just say that probably lots of you guys are in the similar position that you were last year, maybe 20% more, best case 50% more. Would that be right? Now, there is a reason for it. And that's the paradigm. So, what makes you think that suddenly you're going to quadruple? Anyone? Because I'm going to help you today. But see, we often get inspired. We go to success days and we're like, I'm going to quadruple my business. I'm going to triple my business. I'm going to double my business. Have you ever had that intention before? Yes. How many of you did that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. The reason for this is your paradigm, because you have mental program which actually governs 98% of your behavior and your results. It also governs your ideas, perceptions, and everything that's going on in your life. So it controls your logic. So your logic would actually say to you, let's not go too far with our business, because actually what happened in the past, we didn't go too far. So let's just stretch ourselves 5, 10%. Now, some of you are very ambitious and you say quadruple, but then you don't do it, right? Majority of us, how many of you would not set a goal to quadruple your business next year? Be honest. Right? Because we actually undermine what we're capable to do. And logic is controlled by our paradigms. It's controlled by our thinking. Use of time. How many of you would like to manage your time better? Ooh, I should talk about time management today. Okay, now here's the beauty about the use of time. Marion, I keep referring to Marion. Where are all the top performers in this room who were recognized today? Yeah. Who are you guys? Okay, 1, 2, great. Okay. So Marion and all other top performers in the room have the same amount of time in a day than everybody else. What makes a difference? It's actually the tasks, guys. We all have 24 hours in a day. As someone who sleeps on the park bench in the park, and someone who is very successful in this business has 24/7. It's what we do. It's not how much time we have. It's how do we use this time? Do we do these key activities every single day, like the amount of people we're contacting? I actually had a client who said to me, I have this habit of I go to these trade shows, right? You do trade shows with your products, and they're very, very effective. And I always get a bunch of business cards. But I go home and I never do that, I never actually call them. Once she transformed that habit, everything just changed for her. And actually, she started doing that before she did everything else. Now, think about your business activities that actually make a difference to you guys. Do you do them first, or do you put them last in your diary? How many of you get distracted with Facebook and Instagram? Come on, everybody does that. Yesterday I caught myself with my own knowing doing gap. Here I am preparing slides for you and practicing. There's a client needing somewhere, and there's someone sending me an email, and there's someone sending me a Facebook message. How easy it is distracted. Do you know that one message like that distracts you for 17 minutes? It's kind of crazy. So it's not about the use of time, it's about actually what tasks you do first. Have you ever heard, I'm sure you've heard of Brian Tracy. He wrote an amazing book, Eat That Frog. It's a book about productivity, and he says this: when you get up, you want to have your day planned, and you want to eat the big fat frog first. So you want to do the biggest activity first that is going to make a difference. For you, it's the habit that will bring your business to another level. So if we really think about your habits to bring your business to another level, I would probably think, and maybe someone can help me out with this, that all you guys have to do is X amount of conversations per day and per week. Yes? And X amount of presentations. That's all you need to do. So imagine if you didn't do anything else apart from doing that, what would happen to your business? So it's like you do these things first. First thing you get up in the morning, by 9 a.m., you're actually meeting somebody and talking to somebody. What would happen to you in your business this year? It would explode. I know you're hungry. Speak to me, though. All right. So use of time. I'm going to go a little bit quicker because I know you want to eat, and I want you to do something before you eat. Self-esteem. How many of you would like to maximize your self-esteem? What is self-esteem? I want to share with you very quickly what self-esteem is because it's one of the biggest deals that I teach my clients. Self-esteem is a habitual way of thinking about you. If I was habitually thinking that I'm not good enough and I'm not good at public speaking and I can't do it and it's just not going to happen for me, I wouldn't be standing here, right? And this habitual way of thinking about yourself, majority of you guys got again from your childhood up to the age of 6 and 7, when, let's say, Marion was growing up in her childhood, and everybody was like, Marion, you're great. She did a twirl, and it was just like, you're amazing, and everything was confirmed. She grows up to be a very confident adult believing in herself. On the flip side, if she had a critical parent or someone who demanded of her, then she grows up someone questioning her. Confidence is an inside job. It's a habit, guys. Just like anything else, you can actually change that habit. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Now, ability to earn and have money. We can earn money, but we may not necessarily have money. This is guided by your paradigms. So let's say we have a habit of spending. We have a habit of always spending more than we get, which is debt position. We have a habit of spending everything we get, which is break-even position. We just never have anything. And the wealthiest people in the world have a habit of putting money on the side and then investing wisely. Even if you change that and you start putting 5-10% of your income on the side, you're going to start being wealthy and have money. Well, maybe not wealthy straight away, but you're going to have money. Ability to earn money is governed by paradigm as well. Attitude and sales. How many of you guys, you go to a sales call and you have someone who is grumpy or someone who tells you, oh, no, this is not for me. And then you actually go down and you go moody, and then maybe then you have a next call and then nothing happens. Have you experienced that? How many of you react to your sales going up and down? Emotionally. How many of you get like, oh my God, I just don't want to do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. Let's be honest. I actually think that it's half of you probably, at least, because this is very human. Now, why do we react? Because this is our habitual way of looking at things. Habitually, we look at life through our senses, through what we see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. So if we see very little sales going up, we actually start reacting to it. But see, the most successful people are looking through here, what they want to see. And then all of that is being managed and accepted, and then it's being changed into what they want to see. So let's just talk about changing your habits, guys. It takes only 2 habits, 1 or 2 habits to transform your business. So I want you to do some homework today. Are you ready to actually do something in order to transform your business? Yes? Because I don't want you to come back to next success day and say, you know what, I wanted to quadruple my business, but nothing happened. I want you to actually experience that. So I want to tell you a story. Bob Proctor, my mentor, he went to work with Prudential Insurance, which is one of the biggest life assurance companies in the world. And this is what he did. He started observing daily rituals and daily habits that people had. And here's what he noticed. Nobody would ever meet anybody in the morning, a prospect in the morning. All the agents were meeting people maybe around 7 p.m., or if they were tired, they would not meet anybody. And also, they never dared to offer the highest level of insurance, which was $100,000. At that time, it was a lot of money. And here's what he did. He only taught them to work on 2 habits. Number 1, every agent, every salesperson meets a prospect physically, face-to-face, one-to-one, before 9 a.m. every day. Every day, 5 or 6 times a week. And then they offer people the highest level of insurance, and then if people cannot take that, then they will downgrade. Here's what happened. Within 1 month, guys, just 1 month, this district where Bob was working earned more money than within previous year. Is that cool? Would you like to turn your annual income into monthly income? That's all you guys have to do. So here's what I would love to encourage you to do. Now, this is for people who are truly serious to change your habits. Now, I don't know, actually, Allison, did we give the goal cards to everybody? You guys have them? Brilliant. Okay, so Carol actually said that she still has a goal card that I gave her last time. You do? Great. Okay, so I want you to just ask yourself, okay, I think you guys are sleeping. You need a little bit of energy. Let's just do something to energize you very quickly, and then I'll get you to work on your habits. So just stand up for a second. Turn to your right, and give your friend a massage. They don't? I thought that Allison... That's okay, I'll get them to write on... No, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. All right, say thank you, and then turn around and give your other neighbor back massage. All right, now say thank you and sit down. Okay, guys, so I want to challenge you to something today that you can do every day for 30 days or 3 months and really transform your business. Are you up for it? We only have 5 minutes. So work with me for 5 minutes. Okay, so here's how you change a habit at a paradigm shift level or at a mental level. So this is where it starts. It starts at the subconscious level. Basically, you take that little goal card. Can someone pass me a little one just to show an example? Great stuff. So you take a little goal card, and in present tense, you say that by such and such date, I am so happy and grateful now that I am consistently doing 10 calls every single day, and I'm making X amount of sales, or I'm signing up X amount of team members every week. Yeah? So I've just created one. Or you say, I'm so happy and grateful now that every evening I plan my work and I start my day with the most strategic activity. I am just 10 times more productive. So here's what I want you to do, guys. I want you to really think, what is one big fat frog, like Brian Tracy keeps speaking, what is one big habit that is going to make a difference to you? Can you all think of one? Really ask yourself, what would make a difference to my business or to your life? If you have non-productive habits or habits that you would like to implement in your daily life, just do that. And write it in present tense. Is everybody going to do that? Who's going to do that? Okay, great. Then I'm going to teach you to do next step. But just write that one habit on your card right now so that I can teach you what to do with it later on. I know you didn't think I'm going to get you to do something, did you? This is teaching versus motivation. Yeah? One habit is enough. Yeah, I just want to show you an example. Of course, guys, when you see how it works within 1 month, you're going to be able to use this with everything you want. Got it? How many of you got it? Yeah? Okay. I know it's fast. Okay, so here's what you do if you want to make a habit like brushing teeth. Every day, you take that goal card, you carry it in your purse or in your pocket, and you say, and you read it out loud. I'm so happy and grateful now that I persistently or consistently make 10 calls every single day, and I'm signing up. How many people would you like to sign up every week? 5. Okay, so I'm signing up 5 people every single week, and I just love it, right? Then what you do is you take that goal card, and every single day you read it. You read it many, many, many times. Whenever you can, even when you're going to make these sales calls, when you're getting up and you don't feel like getting up, you just read this. And guess what happened? You're creating a paradigm shift, or you're creating a habit at a mental level, which is the source, guys. This is how you actually rewire your habit forever. Now, here's what's going to happen. You're going to go out there the first day, and you're going to want to do the 10 sales calls. And you're going to have a little chatterbox going on. I feel too tired. Or maybe I should clean the house. Or maybe, my kids need something. And you're going to have to be persistent. So that's why I want you actually to do a little accountability here as well. Which, again, some of you will decide to do. Those of you that will, you will see results 100%, I promise. So here's what you do. Whenever you feel, when you're starting to do the habit and you feel discomfort inside, just know that this is part of it. Habits, when you're changing them, you're going to have a little discomfort at the beginning, but when you persist with the mental reprogramming and doing it, and then you're going to fixate it. Pretty much a month, 20 up to 60 days, you're going to fixate a habit. So here's what I would love you to do, guys. Those of you, how many of you are serious about it? You are? Oh, I love that. I want to speak to Forever Living Forever. Because you guys actually do stuff. All right, so there what you do is I want those of you that are 100% committed to your business and you want to see results, by the end of this weekend, I want you to message your upline with your new habit. Excited? Did I hear some laughter? Now, this is how things get done, guys. Yes? All right. I want you to give yourself a clap. Now, just to check in, I'm sure there's lots of uplines here in this room, right? Who is going to do it? Now, Marion and everybody who is an upline, please turn around. Watch your people. And, okay, guys, now, this is going to make a difference. Now, this very thing multiplied my income 8 times over the last 3 years. Would you like to do that? Yes. Now, you can probably even turn your annual income into a monthly income if you just do 10 calls every day. If you just do 1 hour follow-up calls every day. If you just change 1 or 2 habits, you guys can smash this business because you have fantastic business. So give yourself a clap, and I want to thank you for this, doing this exercise. And I just want to finalize with one thing. If you knew what you're capable of, you would literally shock yourself. Did anybody in this room get a little bit surprised about the fact that you can grow your fingers? Believe it or not, the electrical power of your brain can light up Dublin for a week. That's how very little we know about ourselves. And what I want to challenge you guys is do this one thing only for 30 days up to 60 days. Commit. Where's this value? Commitment. Make a committed decision to your upline and shock yourself. Are you up for doing that? Great stuff, thank you. So the last thing I want to say, thank you so much for having me, guys, here. If you would like to check out what I do, more of the good stuff, then you can look up abundantresults.com or Facebook Abundant Results Coaching. Thank you so much for having me here.